Have you ever felt like there are certain things in life that just um, come with an expiration date? It's a
Yeah.
pretty universal feeling, right?
Yeah.
One moment you're caught in a mundane task,
Yeah.
maybe standing in an aisle with a pricing gun, or, struggling to organize a simple poker night only to have it completely trumped by a baby shower.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Or perhaps you're just browsing vacation brochures and every single cover has a cartoon mascot,
Yeah.
a pirate, an animal, a mermaid, and it just hits you.
Yeah.
Your life has
Well,
fundamentally shifted.
it really has.
That window for certain grand, unforgettable experiences, it feels like it's closing. Or maybe it's already closed.
What's fascinating here is how accurately that captures the core premise of the book we're diving into today. It argues that the window for many truly remarkable experiences is only open for a limited time. It's not really about avoiding settling down marriage and kids, as the book acknowledges. They can be genuinely fulfilling, great even.
Sure.
But it's about recognizing that there are certain types of spontaneous, immersive adventures that simply become impractical or, well, perhaps even inappropriate as your life takes on new responsibilities.
Impractical is a good word for it.
You can't, for instance, spontaneously road trip across Italy for 3 weeks with your best friends once you have a family, or, experience the vibrant chaos of a major cultural festival in your mid-40s in the same uninhibited way as your 20s.
Definitely not the same way.
So this deep dive isn't about fostering a regret, not at all. It's about inspiring you to be proactive, to seize these moments before they transition from possible to past.
And to guide us through this often blunt, surprisingly humorous, and yet at times quite outrageous perspective, we're unpacking a book titled 499 Things Every Guy's Got to Do While He Still Can.
It's quite a title.
It is. Our mission today is to distill the most important nuggets of insight from its pages, which, fair warning, can be quite provocative in its tone and inspire you, our listener, to think about what you might want to check off before your own personal life expiration date arrives.
Yeah, it's got this stark contrast it sets up right away. There's Tim, who finds himself biting his lip through conversations with once normal guys about strollers and suburban life. Versus Michael, who's described as a free man out there reeling in marlin and hitting heavyweight bouts.
Wow, quite the contrast.
It is. This isn't just theory for these authors. It's their lived reality, and it feels like a potent call to action.
Okay, so let's unpack this. The book dedicates a whole section to great jobs before your real job.
Right.
The idea here is to strategically spend a year or so working a fun, maybe low-skill job before diving into a long-term career. It frames it as a blip on the radar compared to what it humorously calls a 50 or 60-year sentence in career-building hell.
Chuckles lightly.
Yeah.
That's putting it bluntly.
What's striking here, beyond the often comical job titles, is the underlying theme. These aren't just about earning cash, but about leveraging temporary roles to gain unconventional skills, network with diverse people, and crucially, gather wild stories. Stories that fuel your personal narrative for years.
Exactly. It's like building a story portfolio alongside a resume.
Yeah, I like that. So, what are some of these intriguing temporary vocations that the authors suggest for building this unconventional resume?
Well, the list is certainly colorful and very specific in its recommendations for these unconventional resume builders.
Yeah.
For instance, there's the jet ski guy. The job requires simple skills, involves constant interaction with vacationers in a pretty relaxed setting, and offers ample opportunity for, let's say, unique social experiences. The suggested resume embellishment: operational watercraft manager.
Oh, very corporate.
Then a ski resort employee. Imagine working at a place like Vail or Ishkol, getting to ski for free and immersing yourself in a, vibrant, adventurous social scene.
That's good.
The book humorously suggests a ski instructor position as particularly appealing, kind of placing it high on a list of desirable social encounters. You could brand yourself a mountain activities ambassador.
The idea of these resume embellishments is quite clever, isn't it? It sort of reframes what might seem like just a gap year into something intentionally strategic.
It does.
But beyond the clever marketing, what do you think is the true value these experiences offer someone heading into a more conventional career later on?
That's an excellent point. I think the real value, as the book implies, isn't just the fun, but the development of soft skills. Adaptability, problem solving in unusual situations, understanding diverse social dynamics, all while creating a unique personal narrative.
Makes sense.
Consider the cruise ship bartender. channeling your inner Isaac from The Love Boat, mixing drinks, wearing a Hawaiian shirt, exploring islands on your time off. That's a hospitality and beverages supervisor in the making, learning about global service, cultural engagement. Or a casino dealer in Vegas, witnessing high stakes, interacting with a vast array of interesting characters, living in that energetic round-the-clock environment. That translates to a gaming operations specialist on paper, but it also offers invaluable people skills. You learn to read people fast.
Definitely. And it sounds like these aren't just jobs, but strategic gateways to very specific kinds of life experiences that really broaden your horizons.
Absolutely. The travel writer is another standout. You get paid to travel with options for magazines, websites, or guidebooks.
The dream for some.
Totally. The book suggests creating a niche, like a traveler getting by on as little money as possible, or the traveling writer who gets drunk globally.
Gets drunk globally.
Yeah. There's a great anecdote about Dutch in Mexico whose travel writing involved enthusiastically partaking in local customs, chanting in a weird hut, and famously avoiding a trip to Cabo because he had to focus on writing the travel guide.
Priorities.
Exactly. His resume. Global journalist. A testament to immersive cultural reporting, I suppose.
That's a story for the ages, for sure. What about something a bit more, well, high profile and perhaps less about traditional skills?
For those seeking a different kind of spotlight, there's the reality show contestant. You know, from The Bachelorette to other themed shows, it's about gaining stories, maybe not lasting fame, but definitely stories.
Sure.
The book suggests the potential for memorable social experiences and access to exclusive events. For the resume, they humorously advise, just leave it off and hope your new boss listens to the radio.
Chuckles. Probably wise advice.
And finally, band member or roadie. Whether playing in a cover band in college towns or touring with a bigger name, it promises an energetic social scene, an intense touring lifestyle, and, you know, the ultimate road trip with a job at each stop.
Right.
They share an anecdote about Brent playing Blister in the Sun to 500 hammered students with live foxy boxing, those staged boxing matches on screen, and waking up in an unexpected place after a lively night.
Sounds about right.
That's a musical genius or a recording industry operations manager.
Of course. The common thread through all these roles, as the book highlights, isn't just about avoiding a real job, but about strategically building a reservoir of wild, memorable experiences and stories. They're intentional detours to enrich your life's narrative.
Precisely.
This begs the question for you, our listener. If you could choose just one of these unconventional paths, which would it be, and what kind of stories would you hope to collect? Okay, here's where it gets really interesting. The book is packed with destinations that promise unbridled celebration, not just a casual visit, but like full immersion in an event.
Indeed. It's really about experiencing the extraordinary, often with a good dose of festive chaos. Let's look at New Year's Eve celebrations first, contrasting two very different approaches, Las Vegas and Prague.
Vegas versus Prague.
In Vegas, you're looking at, 300,000 people celebrating together? Huge. The book suggests going big, with hipster places like the Hard Rock in Mandalay Bay, or just finding the cheapest internet deal.
Go big or go cheap, basically.
Yeah. The priorities are booze, blackjack, and a yo ladies get in my limo, making sure you get everyone on the same agenda. It describes this high-energy, organized chaos that promises a New Year's that will kick the silly stool out of any New Year's you've ever rang in.
Chuggies. Kick the silly stool out of... Sounds like a guaranteed wild time, a quintessential American spectacle. Oh. But from the sheer scale of Vegas's organized chaos, the book then pivots to a completely different flavor of New Year's revelry.
Prague.
What's the scene like there?
Right. For a vastly different yet equally vibrant New Year's, there's Prague, or Silvestri as they call it. The book paints this picture of toasting Budvar with aspiring Czechoslovakian models, embracing fine Eastern European spirited revelry, and witnessing a fireworks display that you'll have no choice but to describe with a drunken, "Dude, that is awesome."
Dude, that is awesome. I can practically hear the exclamation.
Exactly. It advises taking a full week, exploring the bars, meeting interesting people to celebrate with in the cold, definitely grabbing some local spirits for the road. It sounds like a truly European way to welcome the new year. Very atmospheric.
It does. Beyond New Year's,
Yeah.
what other iconic cultural events make the cut? Events that are about full immersion rather than just, observation.
The list continues with some truly unique festivals. Mardi Gras in New Orleans is, as the book puts it, just an explosion of sensory experiences, a blur of parades, music, and an atmosphere where social inhibitions famously loosen, culminating in the iconic bead-throwing traditions and that uninhibited street revelry. The Royal Sonesta balcony is described as prime real estate to entice worthy girls to come on up.
Right.
The authors emphasized the competitive spirit of celebration, suggesting contests around public displays of festive spirit.
That's certainly an endorsement for extreme revelry.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like the kind of event that fundamentally shifts your perception of what a party can be.
Oh, for sure. And for a colder yet equally wild experience, there's the Quebec Winter Carnival. It's described as a weird concept, but nonetheless an unbelievable time.
Weird, but unbelievable. Okay.
Despite freezing temperatures, people party outside with events like a golf tournament on snow, dog sled races, and the snow bath, where 100 daring individuals strip down to their minimal swimwear and roll around in the snow.
Wow. Okay, that's commitment.
You warm up with caribou, which is a local Quebecois fortified wine concoction, apparently perfect for cutting through the chill. And the Ice Hotel is a must-see. With the challenge, whoever finds romance in a hotel made of ice wins.
There's definitely a pattern emerging here.
Hmm?
These experiences aren't for the faint of heart, but they also seem to be about pushing personal boundaries and embracing the outrageous.
Very much so.
What other events does the book highlight that encourage stepping far outside one's comfort zone?
Absolutely. Then we have La Tomatina in Brunol, Spain, heralded as the largest food fight our world serves up. More than 30,000 people hurling 150,000 smashed tomatoes.
It's just chaos. Tomato chaos.
Total tomato chaos. The experience apparently starts with climbing a greasy pole for a ham, and you can expect to find tomato shrapnel in every possible part of your body for at least 3 days.
Lovely.
And finally, for what the book describes as true total anarchy, there's Burning Man in the Black Rock Desert, Nevada. This universe's largest temporary city hosts 30,000 individuals embracing radical self-expression.
He's iconic.
You'll find absinthe bars, body painting, pole dancing lessons, raves. The book suggests camps with provocative themes and a spirit of playful experimentation, and advises being prepared for the desert environment. It all culminates in the impressive torching of the massive Burning Man structure.
The core takeaway here seems to be that these are not your average tourist traps. Not even close. They're about embracing chaos, pushing boundaries, and creating stories you'll genuinely never forget. So for you, our listener, which of these high-octane events would you commit to experiencing? What kind of unforgettable memory are you looking to forge? So what does this all mean? We've talked jobs, festivals, now adventures and sports. It means challenging yourself physically, emotionally, and experiencing sports in ways you just can't from your couch. The book makes it really clear. These are experiences that often require you to be the strapping stud that you are now before your body won't be able to take the abuse it used to. It's about leveraging your physical prime for these incredible adventures.
That's right. The adventure chapter really emphasizes making the most of your current physical capabilities. For instance, scuba diving is high on the list. Imagine exploring Australia's truly spectacular Great Barrier Reef with its 2,800 species of fish and 500 kinds of seaweed. Incredible. The book even provides these humorous, if rather blunt, examples of engaging with locals, emphasizing a sort of no-holds-barred approach to social interaction.
Yeah, it's okay.
Or you could freak yourself out with a night dive in Belize's famous Blue Hole.
No. That kind of immersion is truly unique. What about something a bit more thin? Well, adrenaline pumping, with a definite edge.
Yeah, if mingling with pretty fish isn't quite enough, the book suggests swimming with sharks.
Okay, now we're talking.
In Point Judith, Rhode Island, you can go nose to nose, not including the huge-ass cage that separates you, with migratory blue sharks. It's described as intensely cold, but provides the perfect tale of daring and bravery.
A good story, for sure.
Or, in Nassau, Bahamas, you can be even more daring and swim out to get extra close to black and white reef sharks. Without the cage, presumably.
Whistle softly. Saving Oprah from a shark, even hypothetically, that's a story no one forgets. What about epic journeys on land or water that test endurance?
Well, rafting the Colorado River through the Grand Canyon is described not just as a trip, but an adventure that says, yes, I have lived inside the canyon. You battle the rapids, Horn Creek, Granite, Hermit, Crystal, bring horseshoes for nightly games, Load your iPod with Indian chanting music for ambience.
Sounds epic.
Then, for serious bragging rights, hiking the Himalayas in Nepal. While summiting Everest might be out for most, trekking base camps like the Annapurna Circuit promises huge bragging rights, taking you through fertile greenlands and lakes to desert plateaus, all in the presence of yak herds and sheep.
Wow.
The book jokes about then being on tour with the Beastie Boys, freeing Tibet.
Of course. Those sound like truly transformative experiences, pushing both physical and mental limits. And for the sports fanatics, how does the book suggest we engage with iconic events beyond just watching?
Right. For sports, the book takes you to the origins and the peak of fandom. Golf in Scotland is a must, playing the old course at St Andrews, Turnberry, or Carnoustie. It encourages embracing the culture by sporting a kilt.
Bold move.
And using Scottish whiskey as swing oil, with
Yeah.
the rule, the guy with the worst score eats haggis tonight.
Haggis. Motivation right there.
Then the Super Bowl. It's more than a game. It's parties, events, and total mayhem, from high-profile celebrity events and exclusive parties, mixing it up with athletes. They even suggest a humorous pickup line. I'm an Olympic bronze medalist in the luge.
An Olympic luger that's certainly a creative conversation starter. And the most exciting 2 minutes in sports, the Kentucky Derby. How's that play out?
The Kentucky Derby combines that excitement with a festive, high-energy atmosphere. Head to the infield with 100,000 of your new best friends, drink mint juleps, engage in the lively tradition of collecting beads, which the book humorously states become currency to see girls in various stages of festive attire.
Okay.
Post-race, downtown Louisville apparently offers an intense nightlife. And finally, for raw fan energy, college football at Michigan Stadium, the Big House.
Oh, yeah.
The book describes the entire town is a tailgate party, with fraternities hosting enthusiastic pre-game festivities, including slip and slide, dunk tanks, and mud wrestling. The intensity of a game, especially against Ohio State, is at its boiling point, just pure energy.
I'm reminded of that money well spent anecdote in the book. Rob, who was initially hesitant about the cost of a last-minute flight to the Frozen Four to see Boston College play, decided, how the fuck can I pass up this? He flew with nothing but my suit and my briefcase and witnessed BC win its first national championship in over 50 years.
Incredible.
The takeaway is so clear, sometimes you just gotta say, screw it and make it happen.
Absolutely. Seize the moment.
So for you, our listener, what kind of adrenaline rush or iconic event would you pursue to create your own personal legend? Now, the book doesn't just offer suggestions. It uses what it calls motivational scare tactics to really drive home its point. It paints this vivid picture of someday you will, the future that awaits if you don't seize these opportunities now.
Yeah. This list, though it's presented with a humorous edge, it truly hits home with its stark predictions. It says you'll wake up early to get a head start on chores, errands, and other household duties.
For weekend chores.
You'll cut yourself off at 3 beers due to your feel of a hangover. Your vacations will be at Disney World or involve water slides, ice cream sundaes, and tour buses.
Sounds familiar for some.
Friday nights might devolve into shopping at Target. You'll deliberate over what kind of comforter cover you'd like for your bed.
Valid gear.
You'll feel wrong about yelling at a public event, even in jest, and look forward to work for no other reason than it gets you out of the house.
Ouch.
And perhaps the most sobering prediction of all, you'll totally forget what your life right now was like.
Wow. That one lands. The book's bluntness around age and responsibility is really striking. It even includes this questionnaire thing. Roughly and realistically, how many years do you have before marriage? Okay, now subtract 1.5 years off your estimate. Holy shit, don't tell us weeks.
Yeah.
Fuck, get to Rio quick.
Chuckles, it doesn't pull punches.
No, it's a wake-up call designed to light a fire under you, almost saying your time is shorter than you think, so act on it.
But this raises an important question, I think. Is it truly about avoiding this future? Or is it maybe about making sure that by the time these responsibilities inevitably arrive, you've accumulated a lifetime's worth of stories and, indelible memories?
That's a great way to frame it.
The book's core message, I feel, isn't about promoting irresponsibility, but about enriching your personal narrative so thoroughly that when the quieter, more domesticated phases of life arrive, you have this wealth of experiences to draw upon, to remember, to share.
Right.
It states it very clearly. People love to tell great stories because it's proof that they've truly lived. If you don't have any good stories, you'd better start trying. It's a powerful call to action for, personal legacy.
We've taken a deep dive today into a world that promises everything from, genuine, life-altering adventures to unforgettable parties and bucket list sporting events.
Hmm.
From learning to scuba dive in Australia's Great Barrier Reef to maybe finding romance in an ice hotel. From experiencing spirited celebrations with new friends in Prague to claiming you're an Olympic bronze medalist in the luge at the Super Bowl.
Chuckles.
This book serves as a potent reminder that the time for these kinds of experiences is finite. It's a provocative guide for sure, but its core message really resonates.
Mm.
These are the moments that shape your personal legend.
Yeah, and the challenge isn't just to accumulate experiences, is it? It's to build that reservoir of stories that validate a life truly lived. Think back to all the fascinating, wild, and sometimes, yeah, absurd suggestions we've covered today.
Definitely.
The temporary jobs that build character, the global festivals that immerse you in pure celebration, the epic feats that challenge your limits, and the fanatical fandoms that connect you to something larger. Each one is a potential chapter in your personal legend, a story waiting to be told.
So here's a final provocative thought for you. Of all the festivals, jobs, adventures, and parties we've explored today, what is the one thing that you would prioritize and commit to doing right now? Knowing that it's the experience you'll most proudly tell stories about in 20 years. What's the one thing you truly feel you cannot miss before your own expiration date ticks down?
That's the key question.
Start that list, and then, as the book urges, don't wait. Plan it. Do it.